Hello, we are doing a video tonight, or today, whenever you're watching it, on the question of what are angel cards. And the simplest form of answering that is that angel cards are a opportunity to receive some guidance or messaging. Now, whether you believe that's from the whole universe or if it's just, something for that point in time for you to think about or bring into your world. But angel cards have been around for forever. If you asked me many years ago when I worked in the corporate sector, I would have said you're a bit of a nutter. But having gone on a journey and I guess getting to a point at one point in my life where I really had nothing else to believe in other than maybe there was some message, something, somewhere. And so I purchased some angel cards and I decided to make it a bit of a daily activity, daily fun, see what would happen. So this is actually the first packet that I ever purchased, a Doreen Virtue packet. So what you'll receive in the pack, depending on, and they can come in all different colours, sizes, etc. But you will generally receive a little booklet, and then you will have your cards inside, which I've just realised these are actually in the pack upside down, which is very weird because I'm very particular with my cards. So what I started out when I first started doing this is that I would take the cards and I would shuffle them, and the energy that you have is what will impact the cards. So you want to be just releasing all the thoughts of the world and just being present with your cards. You don't need to shuffle them hard, just shuffle them as it sees fit. When I started out, I would shuffle them and then I would kind of like lay them out and spread them across the floor or the table, wherever I was doing it. And I would go with the theory that whichever card was more prominent, so say like that one, that would be the card that I would take. But there's no right or wrong. Just go with what works for you. Now I would shuffle them, and I asked the divine angels to join me in this session. You can say whatever works for you. You don't have to say anything at all. And I asked the divine angels. Now, they've flipped over a number of cards then, so I don't count that. I wait for one to come out on its own. So asking... See even how I had to drop my breathing then? So I was really anxious in sharing this with you. So just dropping that breathing, just letting it be. We don't have to rush this. We have all day to enjoy whatever might come through. There we go. So one went flying out. Let go. Seems appropriate. Now, when you're shuffling, you can ask a question. There might be something happening in your world that you want some guidance on. Or you can just let the card come out. Like, just let it be whatever it is. So when I read let go, so the time has come to let go of this situation. Stop focusing on how or when it will be solved or even why it occurred. Relationships that are unhealthy or unfulfilling should be released in order to allow something better to come along. Don't worry, God and your angels have everything under control. A key aspect to manifesting your desires is to ask for what you want and then to release it to heaven. If you've drawn this card, you may be holding on too tightly to the way your dreams will unfold. Make a wish and then leave the rest to your angels. So for me, I know very much what that is about. For the person that asked the question around what are angel cards, maybe that is something for you. But as I said, there is no right or wrong of how you do it. So that was my first deck. And then the following deck that I got was Angels of Abundance. So both by the same person, Doreen Virtue. Then I branched out a little bit. And so I have got an Enchanted Blossoms deck. So this actually gives you a plant, a flower, and a butterfly. And then it correlates to whatever the theme is. So let's say, the Hope card. So the flower is hawthorn and the butterfly is black veined white. And so it will talk about that plant and that butterfly and how that relates to hope. So hawthorn flowers were used in Greek weddings as vampire stakes by the people of Serbia and Croatia. Current studies are looking at hawthorns used in treating chronic heart failure and cardiovascular disease. So then it'll go on and say, no matter how dark your path might get, hope will get you through. Hope is knowing the challenges you are working through will resolve for a greater good, and all the difficulties you face will be worth it. Hope is the light at the end of the tunnel and the reason we keep doing what we do. And it continues on. So, if you're not really into angels and things like that, you can, butterflies and plants, flowers. This is a bit of a fun one. Find your sparkle inspiration cards. So let's just pick out any card here. I am free to explore my creativity. And maybe that's the message that you need to hear for the day. Then a little bit more woo-woo again. So Work Your Light Oracle cards. I really love these ones by Rebecca Campbell. And these very much are about a journey. I mean, everything is all about journey, but this is a little bit more if you're into understanding the oracle, you're into that deep light work. That doesn't make sense, but it will. I just love this deck. They're just so awesome. And this is The Universe Has Your Back. Now, there are going to be some decks that you think resonate with you and then they don't really. And this is one of them for me. I don't know if it's because of the black. I seem to have I wear a lot of black and I'm really trying to move away from that. So it brings my lighter spirit. But this deck is really interesting. I don't resonate a lot with it. It is by Gabrielle Bernstein. But I can shuffle this deck for hours normally and nothing will come out. Today, we get two today. So there you go. One is oneness is my true nature. The other one is the more energy and intention I bring to my faith, the more fearless and free I am. So that doesn't have a booklet, that deck. That's more just an inspiring card, I guess, for the morning or for the day. But in summary, that is what angel cards are. Now, you don't have to call them angel cards. You can call them guidance cards. You can just call them your morning ritual. You can, whatever it is for you. And as I said, there's no right or wrong. You want to be connected to your cards. And be aware that if you share your cards with someone else, you need to clear your energy from it so they can use it, but then clear their energy from it so that you can use the cards again when they're returned to you. So just be aware of that. But overall, sit down, spend some time with them, trust yourself, love them. They can be a beautiful guidance. And each morning I do journaling, and then I will. Sometimes I'll pick one card, sometimes I'll pick 4 cards. It just depends on what I feel like doing on that day. And I will write down in my journal what each card is. And when you can, not that we want to spend time going back over our journal, but if you're flicking back at any time, you can see how those cards resonate with the journey that you're on. Now, some people might say, well, the cards are you're responding in the way that the cards are telling you. Absolutely. But I picked that card on that day, which says to me that there is something in that, even if it's just like 1 little % that you believe in. But, cards are there to have as fun, to, get away from the world for a minute. And then maybe they might have some kind of messaging for you. Might be just what you needed to hear. So as a quick wrap up, that is what angel cards are. That is how you can use them, remembering no right or wrong answer. And absolutely, if you go looking for cards and you want to buy some, pick the ones that you look at and you go, wow, I'm really curious about that deck. Pick the ones that feel right for you, because they'll be resonating with you. So any questions, let me know. Otherwise, don't forget to subscribe and follow, and I'll see you soon.